And we're live. Welcome back to West Ham United. I'm Andy, and we're back again for another episode. We had a fantastic win yesterday at Villa Park, finishing out 4-1. But before we get into it and introduce our guest, I'd like to thank our channel sponsor, Glazewise. Windows, doors, conservatories in the Essex, Kent and London area. John is your man. He's a mad West Ham fan. And if you mention West Ham United, you get a discount. What more can you ask for? And a usual shout out to Iron Supporting Food Banks. Every home game, if you could make a donation, or you can make a donation now if you wish, to John and his team. That would be amazing. So we've got a five-a-side team today, Jazz.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's in goal? Who's in goal?
Mitchell's
Mitchell's in goal.
Right. Yeah, he's in goal. Mate.
There we go.
But he can come out. He can come out though. It's fine.
Yeah, monkey rush goalie. There we go.
So call it.
Yeah.
Monkey rush.
Yeah, you all right?
Was you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm Magic Son. Yeah, I'm happy as a pig. Yeah, in the proverbial way. Yeah. It's all rosy here, isn't it? It's all rosy here at the West Ham camp, but down the road, it's all going terribly wrong. What a better Monday can you have?
Oh,
yeah, no, exactly. Mitch, you good?
I'm great, buzzing. Always good, great mood. Monday's feeling. It's not a Monday feeling.
Yeah, I know. It's nice when you open it up and you just see like the club even doing some tweets like "Happy Monday" and you just see like all the clubs celebrating and that what feels good. But
yeah,
talking of the game, me and Jake were very lucky. Me and Jake were at one of the away fans yesterday. Jake, how are you, mate?
Oh yeah, buzzing. I'm just about getting my voice back to full fitness tonight. That was class yesterday.
Yeah, no, it really was. What was it like watching it at home? Was it a bit more at the game? You're sort of in the zone. Do you know what I mean? And you sort of forget about it. But I'm guessing I think it's more stressful watching it on the telly, Jazz. What about you?
It is. Yeah, it's definitely more stressful watching it on there. Something funny happened because I was on a watch along with Bill, and I found out that when you watch it in Ultra HD, you're actually 3 seconds behind normal HD. I only figured that out yesterday because every time there was a goal, Bill knew 2 seconds before me, and we were all watching it on the proper platform Sky, and then so that's something for viewers watching. That's what happens. So Ultra HD is slightly a bit slower, I think, but you do get more nervous. Miles, you're watching it, definitely, mate. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Thanks, Jazz. I'm moving away from Sky anyway. I'm going to Virgin now. Sky have peed me off at home. So
Sky shit.
Mate, it is now. Literally, this internet. If I have more than one tab open, it starts to crash now. And they're like, "Well, you need to up it." And I'm like, "Well, how much?" And then they want a full. But yeah, enough about Sky. Who am I picking on first? Barry.
Yes.
We started off very well. Did you expect what do you reckon of Johnson's the first goal?
Oh well, it was a beautiful goal, wasn't it? I mean, just individual talent there, and like he said afterwards, it's just about what Antonio said to him, wasn't it? About have a bit of confidence, son. You can play with both feet. If the opportunity arises, go with your left foot as well, and that's exactly what he did. But it was, what's the word? I weren't expecting it. Let's put it that way, though. When it went in, he came in on the left side. I thought, oh, what's he going to do? And then when he just went for the goal and it went in, it was like, happy days, here we are. Whoa.
Yeah.
Jake, you didn't get much view of the goal, did you?
Oh, no, we could barely see anything because we were right down in the corner, in the bottom side, right down in the corner, so we could barely see anything going on at the other end. But I just about got the goal hitting the net, and a fantastic goal for Ben Johnson. Nice to see him. Nice to see him getting on the score sheet, and at the end as well, Rice nobled Nolan. The first player they went to, it was Ben Johnson, and he was really, really solid yesterday. pocketed Leon Bailey. I thought that was going to be one of their main outlets. Really, really, really fast and really talented player they've brought in, but he pocketed him completely. And overall, a fantastic game for him. And really, really well taken goal.
Mitch?
Yeah, I think Johnson. I think he's grown the last few games. I think he started off. I think everyone raved about him a lot. I think attacking wise, he was much better yesterday. I think defensively, he's always looked good. He's always looked composed. Something that's his best quality, actually. I think one thing about so far the one thing I've always had about him is he's a bit of a gearhead. I've always said, because like it's always like he's doing lines beforehand. Because as soon as it's full, he doesn't know what to do. He just takes it forward. And attacking wise, sometimes he oversteps when attacking players are going down. He tries stepping in, and that's why I said last season. I thought, he's a great right back so far, but he got dribble past the most of any right back last season. I think it's because sometimes he can overstep it. Johnson offers that composure, and he's still young. He's like 21, 22. And yesterday we saw better of the attacking side of him, which I wanted to see more of. And that was an exceptional goal. I mean, fair play to him. If you can add goals to him, if you've got a goal scoring right back in there, that's brilliant.
Yeah, no, definitely. Jazz, do you want to add anything, mate?
Yeah, I've just got to be honest that I didn't think Johnson was quite ready this season. I felt that the best option for him was to go out on loan, because I felt that when it's not his fault. You do notice it now. If you don't get a regular run in the team and you're coming on for 10, 15 minutes here and there, playing in your wrong position, you're going to get caught out the odd occasion. And obviously, when you see some of the players we've got in the team, if you're not on their level, you do stand out. If look at the team, 8, 9 of them are like, they're way out there, mate, in terms of form. So if you just come in and join them and you're losing the ball, even though it's 2 times a game, you notice it. So for me, absolutely brilliant, playing in his right position. And like Barry said, on the other foot, positioned it well past a good goalkeeper, Martinez. And Barry, it takes a lot of confidence to take a shot from there, or any shot, in a modern game. And he didn't hit. It must be someone on the training ground. I don't know if it's Antonio, someone giving him good advice. And I wish Amazon or Netflix had one of those documentaries on our team. I mean, I want to know what's going on, mate, behind the doors. It's just amazing. So great goal. 7 minutes. So I hope no one missed it. Someone's always trying to get a can of Tango like Mitchell or rum and coke like me. But I watched it, though. I sat down. I was ready for it. So great start. And Marzi, I hope you were in your seat. You watched it. You weren't walking around doing something else?
No. So I've got a surprise for everyone. I managed to get 3 out of 4 goals on video yesterday when I was there. Here we go. Here's Johnson's goal. I think I was celebrating. I think the camera went a bit like that again.
We all do it, Andy.
But no, I managed to get 3.
Expect a goal from that.
I got 3 out of the 4 goals. Fornals is one. I reopened it and I thought it was already on video, so I'm going like that, and it just took a picture. Otherwise, I would have got all of them. But no, it was good. Let's just have a look at people in the comments. Jordan saying, "Come on, you Irons." Moving to Virgin as well. Obviously, that's other Ricky. Platforms are available.
Yeah, that's Ricky. He's my family relation. So yeah, he's come on. He's a proper West Ham fan. His dad was at the 75 Cup final and everything. So good to see you, Ricky. Tune in a bit more, son. I know you're busy with the kids and all sorts. So yeah, good seeing you, mate.
Yeah, and great result, great performance. We are fucking massive. Yeah, I agree.
We are.
Love to see you again in the chat as always. What a great win. Some stressful moments. Fabianski saved from Watkins. I hate watching games on TV. I'm more nervous. Lucky enough to be at the ground. Yeah, I agree. Hammerhead. Are the old times of producing great academy talent starting to resurface? History has made a habit of repeating itself. Yeah, we'll definitely get onto that. Quick fire. Who starts next game at right back? Liverpool. I know Genk's a bit different, but Premier League, who do you reckon starts?
Johnson all day long.
Johnson.
For me, it's not even an argument. Not even an argument.
Yeah.
Jake?
Yeah, Johnson.
Yeah. Full house.
Now, I feel almost sorry for Fredericks because the 2 times or 3 times he played this season, he's looked very good.
Yeah.
But he's third in pecking order. So, like, what can you do?
Yeah, I know.
He's just got to work harder, hasn't he?
I
If he
agree.
wants to get back in the team.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but he's got no chance, really, for being honest.
No.
Not
he
in
just
Premier League games, at least.
He keeps getting injured, doesn't he? Doesn't help, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a proper injured player, isn't he?
Hello,
Evening,
Matt. Matt from Mexico.
Hope the weather's nice and rubbish for you. Look at this one. I had a pound on Johnson to score any time and West Ham to win 3-1 at 200 to 1.
Are you serious?
Oh, wow. What a bet that was.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I've done.
I suppose you could cash out, couldn't you? I suppose. I don't know.
No, certain ones you can't.
Oh, cool.
I think only on scorecards and Kufo have cup games.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. I think if Johnson keeps performing in the Premier League, I don't see it.
Let's have a look here. Kufo, Genk, Johnson, Liverpool. Honestly, sunny today. Oh, that's a shame, that. Such a shame. And there was no cash out option.
Yeah.
Obviously. Go on, Barry. Sorry, mate.
I was just going to come back to what Mitchell said. What do you think about then the squad rotation? I wouldn't want to burn people out. That's my personal concern about the whole team. What do you all think?
It depends. Like, I think if Moyes just evaluates, I think he's got a good coach. He's got a good coaching system, and obviously all the players look fit anyway. So as long as he knows how fit the players are, then if Johnson is ain't as fit as other players like Jarrod Bowen because he's obviously younger, less trained. But we don't know. So it's up to Moyes really. If he thinks he's fit enough to play every game, then fair play. Yeah. But as I say, Europa League Cup games, I think so far, Premier League, I'd start Johnson. But that could change. If Johnson has like 2 really poor games and Super plays really well in the Cup and Europa League, then you might want to put Super in the next Premier League game. It's all like it can all change. We've got like good 3 right backs there, really. I mean, mainly 2, but
yes.
What about Fabianski, Areola, next game against Liverpool? Who do you start?
Who do I start? Well, I thought Fabs. I still like Fabs, and I thought he did some terrific saves yesterday. There was a couple of nice fingertip saves that if he hadn't hit his fingers, they'd have gone in. I would have thought.
Yeah.
So I would stick with Fabs for now and let Areola play all the European games and Cup games.
Yeah.
That's if I was the governor. If I was the governor, that's what I would do.
Yeah. But, like we sort of said, it seems to be since he played for Poland, his last game, he's had like a spring in his step. And Jazz, we've got me and you have been calling for Areola for so long, but you can't. I know he's let 1 goal in now, but he's not done nothing wrong really, has he? He's even kicking it long now as well.
He is. But I mean, obviously, when we come to discussing the equaliser, there is a chance he could have got to that a bit more.
That was poor. I think Areola saves that all day long, from being honest.
Yeah,
I think Areola is dodgy at claiming stuff. I think shot stopping ability, he's exceptional. I think he's top quality, and he showed that for Fulham last season.
He's quickening,
very good.
The box. Yeah,
and the thing is, he's 6'5". He's quite a bit taller than Fabianski, so he makes shots look easier to save. So, for example, the one where Fabianski tipped over the bar with his fingertips just deep, good save, but Areola makes it look easier because he's got that extra bit of height.
Jake, do you want to add anything, mate?
Good point.
I think I agree with Barry. I stick with Fabianski. I think our fan base is very quick to get on the back of Fabianski. Now we've got Areola hot on his heels. Could he have done better? Perhaps, but that was a very, very good save for that Watkins header. There's no obvious error for him to be dropped in the Premier League, so he's got to carry on, in my opinion. And then Areola plays the Cup and Europe games until anything major changes, I think.
Yeah, I think the fact that even if he is making the mistake, I sort of agree with Jazz. I thought he could have done better for the first goal, but if it's not costing us games, I know it's not great. It's sort of going under the carpet as well. And sorry, I'm going to go comments up, but Kemp makes a good point with regards to Fab. I'd go Fab. Be more worried about how much space Watkins actually had for the goal. And yeah, I was very disappointed. Like with Fornals, sort of letting I always forget his name. Get round him easy. He's one they got from Norwich. Yeah. That was a more disappointing disappointing for me, but.
It was Cresswell's marker, though. It's one of those ones where I think Cresswell was in no man's land there. I think the both of them got to take the blame. Fornals got done way too easy. He knows it's a dangerous position. He's got to put, I think, more of an effort in there. He got done way too easy. But at the same time, Watkins is too open for the goal. He's the only single striker, so I don't know where Bonner and Zuma were there. One of them should have been, should have noticed him. But look, it's only the one goal, so.
I counted 8 players in that penalty area from our team when the cross came in. But they're all standing right in front of Fabianski, but no one on the edge of the box. So, like you said, we had the players in the box, but they weren't spread out in the correct manner. And
8 players, yeah?
8 West Ham defenders, 8 players are in the penalty area when the cross goes in. So we've got people at the back, not counting Fabianski, obviously, and he still was on his own. And I don't think he even connected that well with it. It kind of went in the middle. Fabianski, obviously, because his starting position was right on the corner of the post, he had to quickly run towards the centre, and it was too late. He just maybe got foot to it. I can't remember, but it wasn't enough to stop.
I think he did, yeah, slight little foot.
Yeah,
but he has a goal against us, doesn't he, Watkins?
Yeah, he's not been quite at it because I've been trying to up front with their things, and they changed it. And I love him at West Ham. I think he's a great, hard-working player.
We sort of said that, Mitchell, on the preview. I said, I know Villa are in trouble, and they're saying that the money potentially would have. I would test their waters with him. I would really test it because he's probably not happy, and we can offer him. He won't be European tied either. We could offer him European football as well, and maybe we could tempt him away.
I agree.
How much would they want though for him? Because if
they paid 30 for him, didn't they? They paid 30
That's a lot.
for him.
It's a lot.
They've paid a lot. Yeah, Villa been they're splashing out.
So they're going to want to break even or make a profit, aren't they?
Yeah. We're offering Yarmolenko as well. I think they'll take that.
He's in England squad, isn't
he? Yeah. Mate, he ain't been too bad recent, Yarmolenko, you know.
Going on the cash.
I know. I think the more you slate him, the better he plays. So we'll just continue slagging him off. And if you're watching Yarma, keep it up, son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quick question.
he'll probably start against Genk.
Yeah. Do you think we'll sign Areola permanently?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's cheap. I mean, I don't know what the clause is, but I think he's like 10, an option to buy for like 10 mil.
13 million, I think, yeah.
Is Johnston free, though, at the end of the season, I'm hearing? I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't care. I really don't care.
I'll take Areola over Johnston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a year in the Championship, an extra year of experience in the Prem for Areola. For me, I'm 100% Areola.
I didn't see that coming from Ramsdale, by the way. Where the hell is he pulling those performances up from?
So last season, he had a good half of the season in the second half. Season before that, everyone was slating him because he got relegated to Bournemouth. But second half of the season, he was exceptional and won their Player of the Year. So he's got that shot-stopping ability. He's just a bit calamitous at times, but he's still young. I don't think he's too bad. I didn't expect him to do as well as he's doing, but he's not doing so bad.
This is a nice off topic, but I look forward to seeing this channel grow. Super hype for you boys. Been watching Jazz for years. Always loved his opinions. There we go, Jazz. You got an admirer.
Orange squash. Cheers, mate.
I was critical of the centre backs. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Declan Rice's goal. Who wants to go first and talk about how fantastic that was?
It was a great team goal, really. I'll go first. It was a great team goal, wasn't it? It went down lovely down the left-hand side. They did stand off us a bit, but he came out the extra man and they laid the ball off of him. And again, it was the same sort of, as I would see it, the same stance as the Johnson goal. They stood off him. So he's just gone, well, here we go. I'm going to have a go. Because there's loads, from what I got from the performance, there's loads of confidence in the team and in the individuals. Everyone's playing for each other. So if opportunities are coming up like that, I think they're all going to have a go.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
You know,
Jake?
and that's what I believe what happened with Ricey was it opened up. Here you go. I'm having a shot. Bang, and it went.
Andy's actually got a good shot of this, haven't you?
Yeah. No, we'll talk about it first, and then we'll show the viewers. Jake, what was you saying, mate?
I think in the last couple of weeks we've been almost trying to walk it in a bit too much. In the Spurs game, a couple of times, I got a little frustrated in other games as well. And we did it yesterday. We scored 2 goals from it, and another really well taken goal. We all want Declan Rice to add goals to his game, and that's what he's doing. It's as simple as that.
Mitch?
It's exactly what they said. I think it was a well taken goal. I'd like to Rice shoot more. He's got that ability. Everyone says it in training that he's got that ability. Obviously, he's had a decent free kick attempt yesterday as well. If I'm being honest, people saying that Souček isn't getting up as much this season. I disagree. I think the last 3 games he's got up quite a lot. He's just not got his shooting boots on. He's not winning as many aerial duels. I feel like. I don't know. He's taken some really loose shots recently. I think at Spurs there was 2 which came into the box to him, and he just smashed them well over the bar. Yesterday he hit one where he could have played, I think, Bowen in on the right. And I don't know. He's frustrated me a lot this season, Souček, if I'm being completely honest. I was arguing with some people who said that he's been alright. You can't drop him. Who would you replace for him? But I don't know. Rice is exceptional. He could do what he wants to do. He can get forward. He can get back. I like him to get forward more because he's playing the best he's ever done right now. So if he wants to play forward more, you can. I'd rather that with the way Souček is. He hasn't got his shooting boots at the moment. I'd like Rice to get forward a bit more and maybe Souček to sit back a bit, like for counter attacks and stuff like that. Because Rice has got that ability. He's got that bit quick turn of pace. He's an elegant runner. Better on the ball than Souček. So he's playing out his skin at the moment, Rice, isn't he? I just hope because I feel like he's going to go someday. And for me, he's the best player I've ever seen at West Ham. For me, better than Pyatt. I know Pyatt got nominated for the Ballon d'Or, but I think the consistent Pyatt had off games. He did. People don't want to say it, but there was a spell. I think there was a 4-game spell in the second half of the season. I remember. And he got a goal against Norwich and he nicked back, and that was when he started playing well again. And I think that was a 2-2 or 3-2. And Pyatt had some quiet games. Rice hasn't had a quiet game in fucking like a year. He's just exceptional. He's consistent, Mr. Consistent, leads the team. He's got all the ability. He's got all the ability in the world. He can become a world beater. He can become the best midfielder in the world if he wants to. He's 22. He's got it all.
Yeah. No, definitely. Anyone want to add anything before I show the goal?
Not really. Like you said, Rice again, confidence, wasn't it, Barry? He had the ability to shoot,
confidence, absolute confidence. But I just wanted to come back. Sorry, Jazz.
No, go ahead, mate. Go ahead.
I've got a bit of technical issues here. I'm getting it a bit delayed. Yeah, a lot of confidence. But what Mitchell said was, I don't see, like, if we're playing really well and we're up there at the top of the side, top of the league, where we are, like in the top 6 and that, top 4, why would Rice want to go anywhere else?
Yeah,
if the team is playing well and they're building and we're going forward all the time, I feel more confident like that. If we were 10th, 8th, 10th and all that, then I think he might go somewhere else. What do you think about that?
I agree, Barry. If we're in Europe at a minimum, improving, spending, investing, and he absolutely loves it, mate. You know, I cheekily think the way it's going, and it's only 10 games, hopefully even next season he'll start. We never know, but the way it's going, mate, I can't see him leaving it.
One thing as well, they all came over. We were right at the front. All the players came over to start their warm up. The fans started singing Bubbles, and him and Fornals were sprinting, and you could see Declan Rice was just miming Bubbles to himself. It's these little things as well, and you could say it. And he was smiling, and he was going pretty Bubbles in the air. And you know, I sat back and thought, this guy really wants to go to Chelsea, doesn't he? And then, you know, he came over at the end. He gave his shirt to the lad that was holding the cardboard. Cut out. Can I have your shirt, please, Rice? He gave him a fist pump. He gave it a big one, and he's not going anywhere. Not yet, anyway.
Definitely. Well, quickly, Yeah. Epic, quickly before, because I'm sorry, I know it's the comments, but with regards to Areola will be number one before the end of the season. I think at the minute Fabianski's not done anything wrong to be dropped. I'd probably say after Christmas we'll see Areola playing week in, week out for West Ham, in my opinion. That's just my opinion on it.
That's right, and he would sign for West Ham because he knows that Fabianski's getting old and he will be the future number one goalkeeper of West Ham. Yeah. Fabianski's getting old, and this could be, or it's very likely will be his last season as number one, and that's why he will sign permanently.
Definitely. Perfectly placed. Daisy cut off Rice, says Ken. Declan Rice, the new Jarrod, loves to hit it low and hard, and his free kick. Yeah, very unlucky with a free kick as well. Very unlucky.
That was a good save. Unlucky. Did anyone see the Adam, wife have your shirt sign in the Villa's home support?
Oh, it was in Villas as well, was it?
Yeah, when Dean Smith walked out half time, there was this little kid in the back behind him in the Villa's home support holding up another shirt. Rice. Yeah, he's massive. Shows how massive he is. He's like on everything now. He's on like every talk show, every He's just like all the celebrities are like having like things with him, videos of him. He's a big personality, and that's so integral for the future West Ham. If he was to leave, it would destroy us. I think he's irreplaceable.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but I'm not giving a go of pronouncing your name. I don't want to offend you, but the West Ham under 23s is currently 1-1 against Leicester.
Oh, okay.
So we know what the Wolves score is. Wolves Everton.
1-0 Wolves now. 1-0 Wolves. Can't just put it on. They had a goal disallowed, and now they're just scoring.
Yeah. Back in again.
Souček does win loads in the air and assists defending corners. He had his shootings on the button. Yeah, no. Once he gets a goal, I think it'll be like Bowen. Bowen was exactly the same, wasn't he? He sort of went for a dry patch, and then he scored on and off the pitch, and then it's another story.
Andy, I'll have to shoot, mate. Cheers for having me on.
Yeah, no, I know it's like. Right. No worries, mate. Take care. See you later.
Ciao, mate.
Happy hammers.
Take care.
Could Lanzini slot? Could Lanzini slot alongside Rice in place of Souček?
That's exactly what I said. I got loads of stick for it. I said it yesterday, but what was his name? One of the blokes said he wouldn't. I would. I think defensively he's been exceptional for the last 5 games, and I would like us to be a bit more creative. I think Villa was the first time in 5 games I've actually thought we've created some good goals here. You could argue about the red card being a part of that, but I think defensively we've been so good. I think if we can break teams down more, a bit more creative, be quicker in building up attacks. I think sometimes we're a bit slow. And play down the middle a bit. I think we revert to the wings too much, and Souček gets in the box, or we'll try putting loads of crosses in. And we're not scoring many from them this season. Dead balls, we scored a few, but actual crosses from Cresswell, I don't think we've actually scored any. If I'm thinking about it,
I think Lanzini is providing Benrahma with competition. I think like for like. I think.
I disagree. I disagree.
I think he's come on and created a little bit more yesterday, but yeah, he's there. I don't think.
But Jazz, I sort of disagree with you there on that, because what Benrahma and Fornals do, and what Antonio. The reason why we had so much joy was Antonio took 2 players out of the game every time, and Fornals, and then we had. That's why we're so clinical. It's because Antonio took, especially when they went down to 10 men, he just took everyone out of the game. And we'll sort of move on to them other incidents as well. And we look dangerous on the break again. Yeah, to be honest, this season we really haven't, have we? We've sort of been a bit slow getting out. But the last 2 or 3 games, I think Everton away especially, we were very unlucky.
I think we broke the record for away, isn't it? Unbeaten in 9, is it? I can't remember now. I think we broke the record.
Since Newcastle. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
Does anyone want to see Declan Rice's goal for where I was sitting from yesterday?
Let's have it. I see it.
Yeah, come on.
Here we go, people.
Show it.
Shoot!
Oh, I love it. Little pads to the Villa fans as well at the end there. Can't stand them. Brummy fuckers. Can't stand them.
Yeah. The best bit was as well, because they were getting the right hump, was when we kept saying Jackie Grealish, you left because you're shit. They didn't like that either.
Oh, brilliant quality. The chance weeks this season have been very good. We've got some good creative ones, like Bones on Fire. He's shaking Danny Dyer. It's great.
That was fantastic.
Loving that one.
Made me laugh. That.
Yeah, all that bollocks that you don't like it. I love it, so I just hope we keep singing it.
Oh, of course, you got
just
to
laugh.
I know.
Yeah,
but the thing is, though, it's like it's like being at school. You can't say that. You're going to say it more, aren't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But no, he likes it as well. When he scored, like I said, I've got like 60 videos. I need to merge into one, like all the action, like all in one bit. And there's a few of the Danny Dyer chants as well. And he was laughing when he scored. He was laughing as well with Deck. Breaking news as well. 2-0 Wolves.
Oh wow!
Jimenez.
Oh, he's back in, eh? Wow.
Back on form.
I like him. He's a good striker. I like seeing coming to Cinnamon. Obviously, that horrible head injury. I think I don't wish that on any players, and to see players come back from it, it's a great thing to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, gents, we sort of seed it out to half time, and I thought this is going to really open up for us. I thought, obviously, they're being at home, they've got to come out and attack, and then 3 minutes into the second half, I want to talk about the both incidents, one including Fornals and Halls, and obviously Konsa and Bowen. We'll start with you first, Mitch, on this one. What was your first initial reactions on both of them?
Well, the first initial, when it was in play, I thought Fornals had gone down, like it's just like a bump into him. I thought, that's it, it's a red, he's through on goal. I know people have been saying, it's 50-50, whether he was actually through on goal and whether it was an actual goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah.
For me, it is. He wasn't going. The ball wasn't going right. It was going straight on. If Bowen took that touch, it was a goal scoring opportunity. So I don't know how people can say it was a red. For me, it was a clear red. Watching it back, I thought they were both reds, especially the Fornals one. I thought that was disgusting. And the fact they didn't even get a card for it. Also, I don't know how the rules work with VAR. How you can't give 2 red cards or something like that. But that's on the ref. Then, if VAR can't get that, that's on the ref. If the ref hasn't seen that, then that's his fault. For me, that's a clear red. It's disgusting. And, fair play to Fornals. He only doing that, but he could have proper milked that. Like, how the Canberra done with the Fornals one.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And he thought, oh, shit. But for me, both clear reds for me.
Yeah, I've got it on footage, and you'll have to wait till I merge it because it's just so hard to do it. I can see it, so obviously I was straight ahead of it. So I saw Fornals run, and I knew straight away. I knew, in my opinion, both were reds. Barry, what about you?
Oh yeah, definitely. The first one is a shocker. That was shocking. I mean, he meant that as soon as it happened, I thought that's a red card. I could just see that he left his elbow up there, and when you watch it back, you can see that he put some effort into it. So it's a naughty tackle, and Fornals, good job he's young and fit, because that could have broke his jaw. Because it caught him right on the edge of the jaw there. And the second one, yes, it's a red card, but I thought it would be a harsh red card because I don't think the geezer meant it intentionally. From watching his body language, he got his arms up, he tried to get out of the way. It was just one of those ones, they were too close. He clipped him. Yes, it was definitely a free kick. So I felt that was a bit harsh, but the first one was definitely a red card. They should do something about it. That was naughty.
Yeah. See, do you know what this panel reminds me of? Do you know they do it on the football show in the morning? Obviously, they get Dermot Gallagher on. They have fantastic Stephen Warnock. So I reckon Barry, you could be Dermot Gallagher.
Thanks very much for that.
Yeah. Well, the final decision, Barry, was it a red card? Yeah. No, I know I'm only messing, but no, this is what I love. This is what I love talking about, the thing you love, and even win, lose or draw, the West Ham fans we always come out and we always get positives out of the game, and it's just great. Like I said, we're very fortunate, me and Jazz. All we've had is good guests on. Like, and Mitch is obviously your first time on the show, and hopefully we ain't scared you off, and you come back in future as well.
I don't know. No, 100%. Obviously, I tried to do it before. It's just complications of times and that. I'll be working or I'll be out. But I'd love to do this more. 100%.
Yeah. Barry knows that feeling.
Yeah.
What's that, Jazz? I missed what you said, man.
I said Barry knows when it's hard to get on with work and timings and all that kind of thing.
Yes, that's right. Yes, shift work. It's a shocker.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Jazz, do you think both of them were red quick?
What funny thing happened was, I thought it was a red. When they showed the replay, they didn't show that one, and I was getting confused. I didn't think much of the what's his name, Konsa one. I was more interested in the Hauser one. And then I said, look what they're doing. They're showing the wrong angle again. So what they show us in the front room, the referee, they weren't showing him the angle at all. And they've done that on 1 or 2 other West Ham games, like when VAR first came out. And I was like, hang on a minute, what about the one I'm on about? They completely skipped it, bypassed it. And Konsa, I don't think that was a sending off. Actually, but when you look at it, he is on goal. He is on goal. He's very close to being on goal.
Jazz, it's different if Bowen's touch took him more towards the corner flag. I can understand that being a yellow, but the fact that it was straight on, I think that's what sort of does it for me. Don't get me wrong, it weren't blatant as Laporte's one the day before.
Yeah,
for Man City, but
they're both reds for me, mate. They're both reds, and they can be. Hasselbank in the studio said, "I'm not sure you can do it," but they said you can. You can send both of them off. It's not an issue.
Yeah. And Barry getting decisions right. Gallagher talks bollocks and sits on the fence. Cheers, Ken.
Thanks, Kent Hammers. Good man.
Cheeky fucker.
But no, obviously that happened. And to be fair to them, they were still in the game, weren't they? At some point, they had a 15, 20-minute spell. And we sort of mentioned it there, but I want to say my say on it because I was right behind it. What a save! It's a save what I'd expect him to save, but it go at quite pace. And I think that was a turning game because I think that's when Deck sort of said it in his interview after. That was sort of the wake-up call, wasn't it, Mitch, really, to get us kicking on, and eventually we got the goal.
So what was?
The Watkins save, Fabianski save. It sort of woke us up, didn't it?
It wound me up. I thought after the car, we, handle the game more, take it slowly, have possession, break them down, find an opening, but we didn't. Our passing was shocking from all of them. Fornals, Benrahma, Bowen, just very sloppy. And I was getting very frustrated. I thought what was going on there, especially Fornals. Fornals really wound me up. Besides from the goal, I thought it was one of our worst players.
Yeah, I think that's the passage of play what David Moyes was highlighting, that we weren't quite in it during that period. Yeah,
no, definitely. Parry, do you want to add anything to that about that save, mate? You sort of mentioned it earlier, but
I thought it was a cracking save, and like you saying, I think it woke the team up really, and it woke the team up. I thought it was a pivotal bit in the game. Beautiful save, fingertips, and then everybody sort of pulled their socks up after that. And then we took more control of the game and went on to get another 2 goals. Is that right? Was it 2 goals after that? Or 1 goal?
Yeah. Two after that, mate. Obviously, the decision what I wanted to talk about was obviously the substitution. What happened as well, which included Lanzini coming on for Benrahma. Jazz, I'll start with you first on this one. Do you reckon that was deserved?
Yeah, I think it's fair enough. I think that was during that time, perhaps what Mitchell was saying, it was going a bit flat, and Villa didn't really look like they were down to 10 men. They were that much in the game, and Benrahma was perhaps maybe tiring or went a bit quiet. So Lanzini we picked up when he came on, I think. So yeah, I think it's okay. With so many games coming up, and I know you shouldn't think like that, but if you're winning and they're down to 10 men, you should see the game out. But it kind of freshened things up. I think Lanzini looked okay when he came on. I think, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Good evening. I could have had a few more. I'm guessing you mean goals, Matt. and Kent was saying brilliant save. Watkins was Villa's best player. Yeah, I agree on there. So in the 80th minute, we got a goal to separate. First of all, what a save that was from Martinez from Jarrod Bowen, and then Fornals, the Cockney Iniesta, got the goal, and his passion when he got that goal, Mitch. Obviously, I know I was down there watching it there, and what did you think of his? Think of it.
What think? What?
Goal. Sorry, I got distracted by a comment.
That's done me like a kip of that. The Cockney Iniesta. I love that.
What does West End Clips call him? What's he call him? Like Pile or something, isn't it? The Pile.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what he calls it. It's ain't Paella, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Those clips are brilliant. They're so good, then. Every week
when we hit the post, especially. When we hit the post, it's hilarious. Post or crossbar. West End Clips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that's go. Anyway, third goal, Mitch. What did you reckon of it?
I thought Bowen done well to get in that position.
Set you two up now.
I just remind every time I see us hit the button when Mitch just made the sound, it's just got me again. It's just so Anyway, third goal.
Barry, you want to talk about the third
goal? Third goal. Barry, talk.
Go on.
Fornals' goal. It was a great team goal, wasn't it? I mean, it was wonderfully played.
Barry, do you remember there was a foul? Target took one of our players down just before Bowen got the ball. And then he's so powerful at running, he's so fit, doesn't matter what time the minute the game's on. Good shot, and luckily it went into Fornals. And Fornals, if you look at it in slow motion, that's a good finish, the way he dinked it over the goalie.
Yes.
And you know Fornals is known to just miss it, so you've got to give credit where it's credit due. Good strong run by Bowen, good save, and then he's there at the right place and good finish, I think, yeah.
Well, I'm glad he's following it in. That's the point I was going to say. I'm glad he followed it in. Because that's after the battle with some games, isn't it? People don't follow it in the opportunity. But that's the good thing about the team. Everyone's working hard and know that the opportunities are going to come. So, it's beautiful. And Fornals, for me, I know he's getting a bit of stick, and I can understand why he gets it a bit. But I think he is becoming a much better player. He's growing every season, and he's getting more goals. So, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with him.
Definitely, mate.
Yeah, the third goal was great.
I agree.
Yeah, no, definitely. Sorry, Mitch, third goal.
What was I laughing? What is it?
No, look, he's done it on purpose. That's
what
Done you again.
All right, here we go. Third goal.
Jazz, I'm hiding the comments. You need to do the comments in a minute. I'm not looking for the minute. Go on, Mitch.
All right, so Bowen, it was good run. Luckily, it was Nakamba that was closing him. It wasn't a quicker player. Because it was, I don't think Bowen. I think it'd been a much more difficult goal to have scored. But luckily, he wasn't the fastest player. Obviously, Bowen's quicker than him. He got to the ball. I thought it was a good strike, actually. I've been quite critical of Bowen's end product this season. I think his finishing is one aspect I don't think he's great at. I think he hits it. I think he was so good at hole. His finishing was so good at hole. And all of a sudden, his aim is quite as good. I think on the ball, he's great. I think if he can work on his finishing, it'd be much better. But it was actually a decent strike on his right foot. And then well followed up by Fornals. Tight angle as well. But he'd done well. Great positioning. And he was at the right place. That's one thing I will say about Fornals. I think positional-wise, I think he's one of the best I've seen in a long time. He's always felt like, whenever he's played for us, even when he's been shit, he's always got into right positions. I think last season, when he wasn't at his greatest at the start, he missed a lot of chances, but he was always in the right places. He always gets to those. Positionally, I think he's really good. For me, that's why centrally, I know Benrahma plays central. I think I'd rather have Fornals playing central because obviously, if you're playing central just behind Antonio, you can get into their box more and you have more direct things. And because his position is so good, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
And I'd rather see Ben Rama on the wing. I think Fornals is better at picking passes out.
Putting the fullback and the centre half out, normally he has to take 2 players out of the game. We in the middle, like say for example, like Liverpool, if they play a 3 on Sunday, I'm just giving that as an example, he's not really going to get much of the ball, is he? But at least Fornals is like Yorkshire Terrier and just goes and clipping on their ankles and not giving them a moment's rest. He's a bit more aggressive compared to Ben Rama.
Exactly. He is. I think Ben Rama. I don't know. I agree with that slightly. I still think Ben Rama has got a really good work rate and sometimes doesn't get praised enough for it.
Yeah.
He wasn't as much of a runner when he first signed for us, but Moyes has really got out of him. He's a proper fit runner. He's stronger now. I've noticed he's a bit more. Same muscular.
As Bowen, mate. I think Bowen's the same as well. I think Bowen's up at body strength. He sort of had it anyway, but like
he's
a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, but Danny Dyer loves that.
He was when there was that spat with Fornals on the floor.
And when he pushed him over, wasn't it?
Just came launched
him
out of the way. Yeah,
class. Jazz, do you want to add anything, mate?
No, it's all good, mate. It's a good goal, and are we talking about the 4th goal or what goal?
No, on the 3rd goal, Jazz.
How many runs you had, Jazz?
Bloody hell, we've gone on a bit about that 3rd goal, haven't we?
It's a good goal, Jazz.
Let's talk about Fornals in general.
Yeah.
No, I think we're a good thing is when you talk to other fans and what they think. I think we're going on such a good run for quite a good period now, a couple of years. Yeah, we're kind of slowly going to become like the top 4 or 5 clubs where they're quite picky about performances. But we won 4-1. And it's kind of, we're still nitpicking a couple of things here and there, aren't we? But I think overall, Fornals has improved a lot. All the players have come on 10-15% from last season in fitness and finishing. And I think even that we'll come on to the last goal, but there's something in that goal that we wouldn't have done last season, I think. So we're doing things a lot better.
Before I add, do you know what I reckon we should do, Jazz? I reckon we should invest in about $15 grand TV. And me and you could be the new Jamie Redknapp or Neville. We'll sit there with the thing and do all the lines and do a proper analysis of the game. But Monday night football with Jazz and Andy.
Just take Jeff Sterling's job on goals on a Saturday.
Oh God!
Yeah, that's up for grabs, isn't it?
Mercer will be gone by the end of the year as well. 2-0 at half time. Everton.
Imagine that job working 1 day a week, eh? Not bad, eh? Jeff's job.
Be smashing, son. Wouldn't it? And be on telephone number wages as well. That'd be wicked.
Yeah.
We could do it.
Yeah.
Go on then, Jazz. Talk about the 4th goal then. Seeing as you're keen about that much.
Yeah. 4th goal. It's all about, if that was last season, then I think it starts off with Antonio picking up the ball outside the area, and then he would have taken the shot last season, would have gone over the bar. But we keep looking up for someone in a better position. He slipped in Lanzini. Even he would have taken the shot, but even he looked up again, saying, "Oh my God, I got a teammate in a better position," and slipped it in, and Bowen scored. And that's when the commentator said that Bowen's dad's a Villa fan. I didn't know that. So they said his dad's.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, and as soon as he turned around, Bowen, he pointed to Lanzini, and what a great team goal, I think. Intelligence, and we've seen that quite a lot, Barry, this season as an example. Looking up, passing to the person in a better spot. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. It's much more team spirit and not being so selfish and knowing like exactly what you've just described. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's wonderful to see. It really makes me excited. It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And it gives me goosebumps. That's the word I was looking for. It gives me goosebumps to see that camaraderie in the squad. I am absolutely loving it.
Even Rice
pride as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Even Rice was saying in the interview, like, we weren't quite at it. Look at the standards. And he goes, the manager's probably going to have a go at us for that period. And even David, after the match, he said, okay, it's good, but we're not going to rest on our laurels. I've got higher targets than this. And I let the players know, you better keep going. So that's the kind of environment there, not to relax or take the foot off the gear, really, yeah.
Absolutely.
And that just shows respect. That shows respect that the players got from Moyes, and that's the most important thing. If you've got respect for a manager, You know, that's why top managers are so good, because they maintain, like Pep Guardiola, he maintains his respect for all the players all the time. You know, managers like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you got players like Pogba who, you know, says that, oh, he doesn't want Solskjaer at the club anymore, apparently, stuff like this. And, you know, if you've got no respect for the manager, you're not going to put 100% in, and you're not going to listen to the tactics as much. You're not going to do your own thing, stroll about. But all the players, they work as a unit. Moyes has got this whole team working so well. And as you said, Lanzini, for the goal, I'd like to see him next game against Liverpool. I wouldn't play him Genk. I'd play him against Liverpool, and I think you could actually put him on for either three players for me, either Fornals, Benrahma, or Souček. All three of them. I think if you want to be ambitious, personally, if I was the manager, I would drop Souček for Lanzini. I don't think he's been good enough this season. Defensively, he's decent. He's good. But I just feel like defensively, we're good enough. We're good enough to play against any side. So for me, it's just sometimes in the last 5 games, we just looked a bit lackluster and sharp in that final third, around the edge of the box. We just keep going to the wings a bit. And I think if we had Lanzini dropping from deep, I think we could go through the centre a bit, because sometimes the wing play just ain't working and we keep doing it. I think sometimes if we mix up the play a bit more,
I think that's what
that extra attacker.
That's what me and Andy were saying. Someone like Ruben Neves next to Rice as an option to Ward Prowse, someone to spray the ball around like a Bishop Moncur used to. Like, still can stick his foot in, but he's got the passing ability as well to dictate play and control it from there. But Souček, I mean, we're being slightly harsh on him, I think, but he certainly he'll be okay.
But Jazz, he set such high standards. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not like he's come in and like if he come in this season and we'll still say he's doing okay. But the fact that he's,
I disagree. I don't think he would.
Don't you think?
I think because we see the perception, see how good he was last year, and I think if you saw him on a blank piece of paper this season, he's done nothing really. He's done nothing to stand out. He's been sloppy at times in his possession. He's not in his shots. His finishing, his shots have gone wayward, rosette, all this, that, and the other. For me, last season when Lanzini played, I think was it 2 or 3 games next to Souček.
He got the Burnley game, yeah.
Burnley and Brighton, I think he got his foot stuck in, and Lanzini ain't scared of like getting stuck in, and he's done well defensively. He picks up the ball, and the thing is, he can move forward a lot quicker than Souček. And I think sometimes that is very important in attacks, especially against the top sides. And we know our record against the top sides ain't great. The top side against under 14 last season, it was the best in the league. Against top 6, it was one of the worst. I think sometimes where you can do a bit more pace on the counter, but you can actually hit him on the counter more. I think that's where Souček lacks. So for me, that's why, especially against Liverpool, I would play Lanzini. I don't think you should be scared of Liverpool.
Because you're not going to need an extra bigger man, because apart from Van Dijk and the centre halves, they've not really got anyone big, have they? Either you need help, and you've got thingy there. So let's sort of, I know Barry and Mitch, you probably won't be here, so this sort of moves on to the predictions for the Liverpool. I sort of agree with you there, Mitch. What I'll do, I'll play Lanzini, Rice, and Fornals as a 3, and have Bowen, Benrahma, and Antonio as a 3, and that will stop Robinson and Trent going forward, because we'll leave 3 up there. Do you know what I mean? Instead of playing it as Antonio up front on his own, play him as proper front 3, and you're then stopping one fullback bombing forward, and would have Van Dijk. Obviously, Brighton proved it the weekend. There to be got at. Barry, do you agree with what I'm saying, or do you think Souček will still stay in?
This is for Liverpool. Well, I hadn't thought about that, Andy. If I'm honest with you, I would have stuck with. You make a good point. I would have stuck with Souček, because like Liverpool are really good there in the middle, and we need to really what's the word? Cancel them out there in the middle, like Henderson and Salah and that Mane. They're really good, and I just like Souček. I just like him because I think he's hard. He's an hard worker.
He is.
He hasn't been as good as he was last season. I think he's getting a little burnt out. But for the Liverpool game, I think it's important to have him in there. But you're right, Lanzini can make a difference. But if you add the two, I think he's just a bit stronger, Souček. Whereas Lanzini can pick up a knock a little bit easier. So just for the battling, tackling aspect, I'd have Souček in there. But I like the idea of the three out the front, though.
Yeah. And for me, purely for the fact that I think we need to be more fearless. It's the bigger sides, as we weren't last season. I just feel like Souček against the top sides, he doesn't offer much because they can play around him quicker. I think Souček's better against, obviously, the other 14, as they call it. I think just because I don't know. I think they're less organised in defence, so that's where Souček was picking up his goals in gaps like that. So now I don't know. I think we need to be more careful in possession against Liverpool. I don't know. I think we need to be more careful in possession against Liverpool and not as wasteful and sloppy and sharper. I think we need to pick our attacks more careful against Liverpool because if we do lose the ball, they're great on the counter, which is purely why I would personally go for Lanzini.
Mm-hmm. Jazz, do you want to add anything, mate, for that before we move on?
Yeah, I was looking at the Brighton formation, which got them a really good 2-2 result, and they played 4-2-3-1 against Liverpool.
That's what we played.
4-3-3. Yeah. So that kind of gives me a bit of optimism. I mean, the only thing I would consider, I might not do it, would do the old wing-back system, 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, that kind of thing against their front three. But no harm in sticking to 4-2-3-1. But you're right, Souček for me has to do a lot more. Against a Spurs game, I didn't notice him. Rice was doing 2 people's jobs. He was tackling 2 people at the same time, trying to pick the ball up, drive us forward. Yeah. I just don't notice him, mate, and I might be wrong, but I just don't see Souček. I don't know.
I don't know. This is going to sound very, what's the word?
Negative.
Cocky or whatever you want to call it. No, what I'm about to say. But I can almost guarantee you Souček won't be great against Liverpool because I just can't see it. Record against them top 6 last season wasn't great. This season it'll be great. I really don't know about Souček. I think he'll have a poor game against Liverpool, and I think they'll play around him. I just think he's too slow, and I think Lanzini's small mobile, offers a bit more.
Yeah, more visible, isn't he? Yeah.
I'm most worried about Cresswell against Mo Salah because I think against Genk he got cut open a lot. Cresswell. It was only for the fact that the other 2 other 2 forwards weren't great. But Ito, that Japanese bloke, was cutting him open left, right, and centre. And obviously yesterday he got caught out for the goal as well. Wasn't on his man. I'm not the biggest fan of Cresswell. I think he's great on the dead ball. But I think defensively he's just not that quick. And I think Salah, who's rapid, he's stronger than Cresswell. It will have him on toast, I think, on the weekend. I think that's one player that we've got to double up on, if anything.
Evening, James. How you doing?
All good, mate. All good. Listening to the debate. I slightly disagree, obviously. I think Souček and Rice work well together. You take one of them out, then it ain't as good, let's be honest. And I understand it. I understand what Mitchell's saying about Souček. He hasn't been mustered this year. But West Ham were pouncing about, putting him as a DM and Rice as an attacking player. I think when Declan Rice is a DM, as I've always said, we've got one of the best defensive midfield players in the world at the minute. And I think Souček is effective though at set pieces and corners and arriving late. But he's got to start performing though. I will agree on that.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree. Do you want to say the 4th goal?
Can do, mate. Nothing will give me greater pleasure.
Here we go. And you'll see the reaction as well. I'll leave the reaction on a little bit more as well for everyone.
Daddy Shaggy, Daddy Dog. Brilliant. You were singing that, weren't you? Good hear.
Yeah, I weren't saying such a thing, Mitchell. You know,
You're gonna upset Dan now, my mate Dan. West Ham fan Steve, you're gonna upset.
But no,
Yeah, I saw he wasn't happy about it.
But no, it was just such a great performance, wasn't it? And it's like the fourth goal, like you said, the fact that even like what Rice weren't happy with the way we played. Does that? We'll start with you, Barry, on this one. Does that just prove how far we've come? The fact that we're disappointed with a 4-1 win.
Yeah, yes, and we shouldn't be moaning about it. Really, we should just be going how good it is. You know, it's great to be. We've been in the mire and been dreadful for so long. We shouldn't be critical of the team too much. Yeah, nothing's ever going to be perfect. We've got to be enjoying these moments. Yeah. Right. We're just nitpicking. I mean, it's just an all-round great performance. Everything's moving forward, really. You know, in the whole ethos of the club. I think we shouldn't be too negative. We should be surfing on the crest of a wave. Go fucking get in there. Come on, let's have it. And you know, because I ain't seen a Tottenham shirt all day. Have you? You know, there's a difference.
No.
We wear our colours all the time. We don't lose, don't we? Yeah, we're always there. You always see the Hammers fans out wearing their shirts. You don't see them.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't see a single one.
Time, right? Because my brother's one of them. Yeah, my mum drank some bleach when she was a kid. She was carrying him, and you know, and the tables have turned, haven't they? Like a couple of seasons ago, when Moyes started Pellegrini time, we was in the mire and in a shocking state, and the tables have turned, haven't we? We're the ones now that are playing with great team spirit. There's a good ethos and all that. What we're talking about at the club, and they've, you know, they're all at sea at the minute. That's the best way to put it. That's a polite way to put it. They are all at sea, you know.
I mean, sacking Nuno Mendes for them was definitely the right decision. I think he's an absolute fraud, the manager. The reason why, he had the honeymoon season, as most teams do, when they come to the Prem.
Yeah.
Second season after that was all right. But again, they've got like a full Portuguese national team, so they're always going to be okay because they've got that chemistry anyway. And then after that, done basically fuck all.
Jota left, and it went downhill.
Jota left, it did. Well. Yeah. The thing is, that's the thing. Jota was nothing special for like Wolves. I didn't think it was doing well. I thought it to be like a proper bench warmer for Liverpool, but he's done all right actually for him. He's a decent player, but he's an absolute fraud. Nuno Mendes, I think, an absolute fraud. It was the right decision for him to go. Shocking manager.
Definitely. James, do you want to add anything? Do you reckon? Oh,
Big
sorry,
Sam
Barry.
Spurs then.
I reckon Konsa, didn't they?
Yeah. I'm sure, has his stock fallen that low? You'd go there. He told them get lost 4 months ago.
Oh, Jazz, he's coming over for talks. I think that's where the thing is. Like, he could come over. He could ask for flipping 12 gold rings if he wanted. If he's not going to give it, he's not going to sign the deal. He really won't.
Looking at his 20 mil contract I've seen today.
It's only 18 months, apparently. 18-month contract. What's he doing? Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say, Andy, was how good we are. I've been listening to what those like Barry's saying across London, what they've been saying. We're the second best team in London. We're miles ahead of them. And if Conte sat down and he wanted to sign any of our players, I think that puts into perspective how good we are. Oh, can we buy Rice? How much is he? Well, we know what he is. Fornals, Bowen. How much would Bowen cost? Benrahma, Souček, Antonio. Okay, he's getting on a bit. Zuma. I mean, Dwayne Johnson's developed his early days. I mean, they couldn't afford many of our players, mate, you know. And then I wouldn't want many of them. Son, I'll take, but that's about it. And that's where you've got to think of it. How many of them would get into our team? Vice versa. I don't think many.
Go on,
James. The thing is with Tottenham, they think they're owed something. That's why a lot of fans don't like them. Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham, etc. The thing is, with us, we don't expect to win trophies. I'd love to see a trophy, as we all would. Like Jazz has seen it, Barry's probably seen it. Right, I've not seen it in 34 years.
I ain't seen it.
Maybe. But listen, in 41 years, we haven't won nothing. And I want to see us win something. The next stage of progression is for us to get to some sort of final this year, whether it's the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League, etc. And the way I look at this is we're in our best moment than what I've ever seen. We've got one of the best midfielders I've ever seen at West Ham in my lifetime in the Premier League era, all day long in Rice. And listen, Joe, what Tottenham do what Tottenham do. They are trying to buy their way to something. It won't last. They've done it with Mourinho, and they're going to try and do it again with Conte. And I spoke to Jazz earlier on, and I said that he's in talks. They're looking to bring him in, and basically, I think Spurs are going to fire money at it. But the problem is with Spurs, they've got £1 billion stadium they've got to try and pay for, near enough, or 500 million, or whatever it is. And they're going to fund players and all. It just ain't going to work.
It's desperate
measures.
Desperate
sell
measures.
Kane.
I think they're in. Well, City shouldn't go back in for him. Just say forget it, mate. Shouldn't go back in.
He's been awful.
I'd go for Harden, mate, over Kane any day. Forget,
Hey, cool. I would, but Spurs ain't going to get Harden. They haven't got that attracting power.
No. City.
Oh, City, yeah. I would 100%. He's younger. The only thing I could say about Kane, yeah, true. The only possible thing I could say for Kane is that he's Premier League proven. That's literally the only thing he's got on him in every aspect.
And his goal record's ridiculous.
Speed, goal record. He's young. He was 21. He's absolutely ridiculous.
But are we seeing the real Kane now, though? Are we seeing the real Kane when he downs tools and doesn't want to know no more? But our team's going to go and pay 100+ million for a player who, let's be honest, he's down in tools at Tottenham. He doesn't want to be there. And if he goes to somewhere like City or somewhere and he don't get what he wants or he don't play, he's going to do the same thing, so to speak.
But James,
City do rotate.
Going back to why no one likes Spurs fans is how cocky they are. So even now, they think they've got Conte and they're already spurting it out again, saying, "Oh, we're going to get top 4 now." That's why no one likes them. They can't shut their mouths and they're too cocky, too quick. That's what it is, mate, with them.
Yeah. The thing is with us, what it is, we are doing well, but we need reinforcements in January. January, to me, is the key. If we can get to January and we can bring in 2 or 3 players, a striker, a backup striker, a left back to start off with, and maybe one more, like a winger or a wide man, then we can go and do something this year. Like, I don't want us to sort of have a great season and it gets tailed off by not getting to some sort of finals. You know what I mean? I'd love us to turn Spurs over at their gaff, get to a semi-final. And just to be honest, I think we're going to go through in the Europa League unless we completely fall apart in that, which I can't see. If we can get to 2022 and we're in the semi-final of a Carabao Cup, the last 16 of the Europa League, and we are sitting sort of between 3rd and 6th in the Premier League, we'll be over the moon. But honestly, mate, I just don't fear no one in the Premier League. Like, me and Jazz have spoke many times before, and even Andy, and I said, like, I would have Liverpool on Sunday. I think is a game that we can win. I really do.
I agree. 100%.
I agree with what Mike said. Mike said exactly the same thing. Last season, we showed them too much respect. If we're like an animal, like what we have been, literally don't give them a moment's rest. We've got the stamina. We've got the players. We will punish them. Van Dijk is not Van Dijk of 3 years ago. Do you know what I mean? He's not. And,
well, it is the four main lads have got to be on it, though. Right, and I include Ben Rama in that. Right, all 4 of them have got to be up for it. Bowen, Ben Rama, Fornals, and Antonio. Right, against Liverpool, they can't be
very sharp.
Yeah, they can't be 7 out of 10 games. They've got to be 8.
They've got to be sharper than what they were against Villa. I know we scored 4 goals, but I think they were sloppy in large parts of that game. Most of them.
I agree. To say about Villa, and I agree with what you're saying there. We scored the goal, and we saw. I don't know about you, Andy. Obviously, you was there, but we just seemed to go in our shell once we scored the first goal, and we allowed Villa to come back into the game. What did you think when you seen it?
I think it was, though, but I can sort of understand it as well, though. Like, if you think about it, we've not really conceded a goal, and we sort of, like you said, we're a bit like Atletico. We keep referring back to it, unlike Simeone, where we shut up shop and we get the goal. If they didn't score, like that was their only real chance of the first half. If they didn't score that, I think that's a totally different game as well. And you expect 100%. Any team at home. You've seen us. We could be 3-0 down at home, like under Pellegrini, and would still come out and get a goal but lose 5. But as long as you've tried, do you know what I mean? they've had to. But no, it was a great performance again. We're still unbeaten away from home. Last defeat was Newcastle last season, and I can't fault them. Like I said, I keep saying it. I say it on my fan cams as well. Moyes is keeping 5 or 6 players from the first team, keeps chopping and changing it. It's that ethos, winning mentality. If you don't change that, you've got a brilliant chance. He's not changing too much.
And I've got to say this, Fabianski's save at 2-1. I know we all want Areola in, and we all know Areola's the better goalkeeper. And one day, I hope Areola's our number one. Because obviously what I'm hearing about Sam Johnson, I'm not best pleased about that. I think Areola's a class goalkeeper, miles ahead of Sam Johnson, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But Lukasz, for how much stick he's had, 2-1, if that goes in, I think it's a completely different game. I think Villa are up for it more, being down to 10. But it's a world-class save, and it kept us in front, and then we've done the damage at the other end. But it's a great win, though, mate. We've got to understand something now. I'm trying to get everyone on board with this. We're a big club. We're a big club now. And West Ham haven't had that winning mentality for a hell of a long time. Like, let's be honest, our winning mentality was getting up for the big games and fucking up against the shit teams. You know what I mean? But now we're beating. When we play teams, they're fearing us more than we're fearing them, which is great.
True.
Definitely.
Yeah, very true.
We're closing to the thing. Well, I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but we'll start with you, Mitch. Who was your man of the match yesterday?
Rice. Ainsley Rice. I don't think anyone was even close. And I'm trying to think of a second, even like a close second. I can't think of anyone. Maybe Zuma. I know he scored 4 goals, but I don't think any attackers deserve to be man of the match. Yeah, I'd say Rice, easily. Rice for me. Rice. Excellent performance again.
I thought it was Rice as well. He just looked solid and confident, and he drove the team. For me, he was the engine there. Wonderful delivery and passes and all that, and he got a goal as well. It was just it was beautiful to watch.
He's my man crush.
James,
love him.
James, is it a full house?
It is, mate. But I will give one mention to Ben Johnson, mate. I like this kid at right back.
Sorry, I forgot about him.
All right, Flad. Listen, if we would have said this many months ago about Vladimir Kufa, we want him out and get Ben Johnson in there. I think everyone would have thought you were raving mad. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, Ben Johnson's performing at the highest level. It's a must that we sign him, get him locked down in a big contract for the next sort of 4 or 5 years. We don't want another Ngakia situation. That's one thing we don't want to have, where he goes for a free. But Declan, mate, world class. I keep saying it. He's priceless to us, and he is the reason. He's one of the reasons why this team is performing at the highest level, because he does not settle for losing. He settles. He's a winner. He wants to win, and he's driving his team forward, mate. And it's an absolute pleasure to have him as our captain, I must admit.
What is his value?
For me, his value is nothing less. Basically, 150 million is minimum for me. Well, I just don't think he's. Where you're going to get a 20? Like, he's 22 years old, mate, and he's performing it every week. And I was listening to the commentary yesterday. The person on the commentary said, "I've never seen a midfielder so complete. Attacks, scores goals, defensively good, tackling's excellent, reading the game, like cross-field passes was good. His leadership's excellent. He's just an all-round player. Like, and if he was building a player on like FIFA or something, you'd build Declan Rice, because that's what you would want. You'd want a natural born winner who's good at everything. And listen, what I'm hearing is people are looking at him a lot, and a lot of. I just hope that we don't get blinded by a £150 million bid or £140 million bid for this geezer. I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. And I do think with the new Czech bloke who's invested in the club, I think they're going to try and save some money aside and give Declan Rice a big contract. They're going to try and offer him the sort of money that he would get offered if he went somewhere else. Like, because if we keep Declan, we win something. It's as simple as that. I have no doubt about that at all. But he's worth at least 150 million, and that's a starting bid.
And for me, his wage should be at least 200 grand a week, at least.
Yeah, it's catch-22 though, because at the moment there's no clause. If we give him more money, then he'll say put a clause in there. It's kind of.
I don't think he will, Jazz. I don't think he'd put a clause in.
No.
It's normally the agents who push it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he loves being at West Ham. The only thing I will say is that he respects West Ham a hell of a lot because of what West Ham's done for him. Like, let's be honest, Chelsea chucked him out and said no, he weren't good enough. West Ham took him under his win at 14, and we discussed it on my channel. And he's flourished at West Ham for the last 8 years. Now, for me, I don't see him. He's not going to do a Kane, I don't think. I think he will wait until someone comes after him, but he won't force the move out, if that makes sense. So you respect West Ham too much. He really does.
Barry, do you see Billy Bonds in him?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do see a real leader, and he does love the club. I think you can see that in his body language and the things he says. So yes, I can see him being in the wake of Billy Bonds, But he's got a long way to go. He's a great player, don't get me wrong. But Bonzo, he's God. And but we've got to build a team around him. We've got to say to him, the club's got to say to him, like, you are the centre of the team, you're our club captain, and they've got to, make him feel loved. And why does he want to go anywhere else?
I think if we get Champions League, he don't go nowhere.
I don't think he leaves until he's 25. I think he'll still be at the club for another 3 years. I don't think he needs to. A lot of players have proved it. Jack Grealish stayed at Villa till he was 25. Do you know what I mean? He gave him a chance, and I think with us we've got more chance of progression. Like you said, if the owners are gone in 2 years' time, and this Czech billionaire comes in and we start to build it, I think it would be more advertising for him to stay. He was my man. No, he wasn't my man in the match. Ben Johnson was my man in the match. I know it's a bit different when you see, like, do you know when you say, like, when you're at the game, you see it a bit different. Like on Sky, you're sort of just watching the ball, but I saw a different side to Johnson as well. Like he's talking, he's sort of not bossing around, but he's talking to everyone else as well. And that relationship, I think the reason why he's flourished so much is Zuma next to him. Zuma's a big talker. And he allows Johnson to bomb forward more because Zuma's got the pace as well to cover. Jazz, who was your man in the match?
Yeah, Rice. I agree Johnson was good. And I think Bowen was not too bad. Yeah, he was okay. Battle till the end. So, yeah, Rice. But again, so many leaders on the pitch, isn't it? Zuma at the back. Rice in the middle. Antonio. Yeah, he's okay. I know me and James weren't sure about Antonio in the first half, but I think Andy, perhaps you can see more on the pitch than we did. I don't know, but
mate, what he done, I said it earlier. He took two players out of the game. It was either McGinn or McCamber, and one of the centre backs trying to mark him, and that's why we had so much space.
It was just his hold up play, Andy. I don't know if you see that, but his hold up play. When we was watching it, because I jumped on Bill's channel at half time, and I just said, like, I was looking at his hold up play, and he just couldn't hold the ball up for some reason. He was getting the ball running, and he's working hard, but he just, for some reason, it was just the ball was just bouncing off him or going away from him. And as our main vocal striker, he's got to be holding the ball up and like better. Do you know what I mean? He done well in the end. He obviously semi-assisted the fourth goal, and the third goal for Fornals, he gets the head on it to allow Bowen to run through. I think second half he was a lot better, but first half, I don't know. He didn't hold the ball up for me enough.
I think sometimes
he did have his best games, but
can go over too easy. I think sometimes he goes to the ground way too easy, tries to win a foul, when actually he's a big lad. No one's pushing him off, and sometimes he just goes down too easy for me. No, he's our main vocal point. He can hold up anyone.
I think Watkins, the ball sticks to the lad, doesn't it? As an example, he holds it up really well. What does anyone think about before we go? Ward-Prowse or Basuma next to Rice, or I don't know, coming
100%.
sometime
In the future, I'd love. I mean, depending on how Brighton get on, but if they have, continue to have a good season, they'll probably keep hold of him. I don't know what the situation with him and the whole sex offending thing. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, he's come back into the team, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But,
maybe it's been dropped. But I think Basuma is excellent. I think he's a top quality player. For me, I'd love him alongside Rice. Maybe someone slightly more advanced, and like maybe even like a number 10, kind of sitting a bit deeper, or like maybe like a Ward-Prowse. I don't know if Ward-Prowse would suit us.
I've got some breaking news as well coming in. Marvellous Macamba has just been called up for the diving squad for his play acting. He's rolling over. He's just been called up.
I thought it's Conte going to tell us something about
It's a 10.
Yeah,
it's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10. You're through to the next round. What a disgrace that was.
No, Andy, Conte has agreed to become our under-23 coach.
Do you know what? I understand what you're saying about Ward-Prowse, but I'll tell you, there is one player that no one's mentioned. And he's one of our own. It's Connor Coventry. We can get Connor Coventry back.
Yeah.
And he can start. I feel sorry for Connor in a little bit of way. Obviously, I watched him a lot over Dagenham Redbridge for a few years. And I thought he was very lightweight and very, sort of up to standard. But I think we've got a lot of good youngsters coming through our ranks. That Dan Chesters, I think it is. He looks a talent and all. Or Daniel Chesters, or whatever his name is.
Ashby's another one.
A bit of energy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's more of a fullback, though, isn't he, Ashby? So
I could see him being a winger as well, though. He's got the pace to be a winger.
Yeah, I just think or even so much as a Crowell. Like Crowell's got to play eventually. I don't know where he is.
He's got COVID.
I think he'll play on Thursday. I think he'll play on Thursday.
It wasn't the base. I think it's because.
Would you be shocked if he doesn't play?
I don't know. Thursday. It depends. I think Rice or Souček will play. He plays at least one of them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But I think I'm more seeing that. Should. But there he is. Look at that action.
Oh, that was crazy, isn't it? Wow.
Are we away on Thursday?
Yeah. 5:45.
Yeah, 5:45 kickoff.
Right, I see. Yeah.
Right.
Good.
I just wonder with the travel, like, do you know what I mean? Having to travel.
Oh, people are crossing countries.
Some players going to be knackered.
We're at home though, Barry. We'll be back by early Friday morning.
We'll
fly back the same night.
Yeah, I think the game will finish about 8 o'clock our time. By about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, I think we'll be back in England.
I don't think Rice or Antonio, they don't need to travel, do they? Rice, Antonio, and one or two others.
I think you just got to go there, just get the job done. And then once the job is done, 12 points, 4 wins.
But for Liverpool, James, we need to rest everyone for Liverpool. That's a big game. If we go above Liverpool, if we beat them, we only 2 beat.
Do you know what? And that to me will prove where West Ham are in a way. If we go and beat Liverpool, then I do believe top 4 is on this year. I really do.
I remember, you can't underestimate Klopp, a very clever manager. Can't underestimate his tactics. He's going to be on it, mate.
We struggle against Liverpool.
Yeah, but you know what? Moyes is
clever.
Listen, Moyes is doing something there, mate. He's getting the best. He's getting the best out of all these players, Jazz, isn't he? Let's be honest. Like, there's not really a bad player in our ranks at the minute. You can say, you know what, he ain't really cutting it to a point. Like, Liverpool are a good side, but Brighton went through them, and Brighton should have won that game. Really, there was only half a yard offside, and Brighton would have won that game 3-2. And
it's just tiny football. And that's the thing. That's why I said about Lanzini again, like reinforcing my thing. They play some good, tidy football, and as you say, Liverpool couldn't cope with that. They struggled, and Brighton play that position side, which is why I would say I'd like Lanzini to start alongside Rice on Sunday.
Definitely. Right, gents. I've got a really long day tomorrow, so I need to head off and chill out. But does anyone want to add anything before we go?
No, I think we touched on everything from my end. Yeah.
I'm just loving it at the minute, guys. Absolutely love it. Loving it being an Hammer at the minute. It's lovely.
I thought you was going to say our channel, Barry, but go on, I'll let you carry on.
I'll get there. So I'll push your ass in a minute. And I'm just in it. It's just great to see the club turn around and all that team, the team ethos in there, and everyone's playing for each other, and everyone has got respect for each other, and you can see that they're all wanting and asking more. And Moyes has done great things. He's doing great things, and I was disappointed when we reappointed him, and I'm glad that he's made me eat my words. I really am. And,
same here.
You know, and it's all moving forward in the right direction, and I'm loving it. And yes, we can be critical, but I think we should all remember to enjoy what we got at a minute. Yeah. And we can.
Of course, yeah.
If it keeps moving forward, and like you said, Jim, is about if we can beat Liverpool on Sunday, then that shows that we really are, you know, a top 4, top 5, top 6 team, and we just got to keep that momentum going. So,
big test.
I really hope Moyes chooses wisely on Thursday on who he plays, because I think the Liverpool, they're both important games. Yes, get the win at Genk, but also I'd love to beat them Scousers.
Yeah. Can't stand them. Never get
I just stand them. Yeah. I just want to say this though. I agree with what Barry just said there. Yeah, it's the best I've ever seen West Ham in all my years I've been alive. And at the end of the day, we've got to embrace it, but we've also got to not. I want us to get better and better, and I think we are getting better and better. Every game we seem to be getting better. It's a big game. It's a big week this week. If we go to Genk, get the job done, that's us done in the Europa League. We can rest all our players. 2 dead rubbers. And then Liverpool before the international break. Sorry, Jazz, there's an international break coming up, son. You hate it. But let's try and get a win before the international break. And then, do you know what? I really do believe that top 4 is on. I believe there's a lot of teams that are, they're going to, especially towards the end of the year, beginning of the new year, they're going to look at see what competitions they're going to be more favourable in. And I think if we can sneak in there, or get to a final of some sort, then it's great times to be an Hammer at the minute. Do you know what I mean?
But as you said earlier, reinforcements are so important. 100%. Antonio will get injured. He will get injured at some point this season. There is no excuses now. There's no excuses in January. I think last season people said, you know what, we was 4th. There was no fans in there, and I think people thought we was going to fall off at the end, like, but we didn't. This window is one of the biggest windows in West Ham's Premier League history, I think, because I think that top 4 is there for the taking. I think Arsenal are poor, Tottenham are shite, Leicester are inconsistent, Manchester United, while Ollie is at Manchester United, we've got a chance of getting 4th. And we must get a striker and a left back in January, 100%. And then for me, a winger. I think we've only got one true winger in the squad, and that's Bowen. I think Ben Rama's kind of more central, Fornals is more central, Vlasic and Zini, all quite central players. I think if we could go for a proper out-and-out winger like a Zaha or Rafinha, a St. Maximin, I think that could really boost our attacks and just change up a bit.
100% agree.
Maybe like a Bamba that we linked with.
Yeah. Do you know what though, gents? This is what I love. Look, like I know everything's all positive. We've had debates. Like an hour and a half has just like flown by, and that's what we said. We're all about giving people their chance to come on and say. Obviously, Mitch, really appreciate it, mate. No. Like I said, we always like what you're like James. You're a bit like me. You're like Jazz, and. Barry's just like we're just honest. We say it how it is. Do you know what I mean? We're not here flipping, trying to be everyone's best mate. If I don't agree with what you're saying or Jazz or like, do you know what I mean? You say it. You got to say it. There's no point sitting on the fence. And like I said, this channel's growing, and like it's growing at a pace which I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect it to. Like we've hit a few subscribers again over the weekend. And if you are new around here, thinking we're talking sense, then like and subscribe, like and subscribe to us. But no, Mitch, thanks for coming on for your first time, mate. Hopefully, we'll see you on.
Really appreciate it.
work commitments. Barry, I know your time is precious as well, and thank you for your time as well.
Thank you, Andy. Keep going, son. Keep going with the channel, lads. It's a great channel. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. And Barry, if you do get us, are you working again tomorrow?
No, I'm not working again now till Friday.
Oh, that's a nice break for you.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Well,
shift work for you.
Yeah, no, exactly. You'll see me, James, and Mike, who's in the chat, Mike Hatcher. Tomorrow night, we're doing every week we pick a player and we're doing appreciation. So tomorrow it's Aaron Creswell. So we're talking about his progression from when he started and what he's done to the club. Mitch is going to love that. He's definitely going to tune in for that.
Fuck him.
But no, like you said. Go on, Mitch. Go on. Sorry, mate.
You know what? I just got so much stick about saying things about him.
No, Mitch. It's all about opinion. Like when I say like appreciate, it's like for what he's like. He's not the player he was when he first signed for us.
I actually agree with Mitch, though. I do agree with Mitch. Right?
Yeah, no,
it ain't criticism, Mitch. Don't worry. It's people's preference at the end of the day, isn't it? Like Andy's got a different preference for a player to you have. So
what winds me up is I feel like people overrated this season. I'm seeing pundits saying, "Oh, he's been exceptional," but I'm like, I mean, fuck me. I mean, he's had a couple good dead ball assists, I think, this season, 1 or 2. But his crossing is nowhere near as good as what it used to be. Not from corners, from actual crosses. It's a lot flatter. He's slower. He's not strong. Defensively, he's getting caught out a lot this season. And it's not just the thing. I've always said this to people like close to me at West Ham. It's not necessarily the things that he does. It's the things he can't do. He can't overlap players like other dynamic fullbacks can, like the Rico Henrys, the Robertsons that are quicker, the stronger, and can sometimes knock it past a player and sometimes it does limit you. And if you're trying to get a cross in, Cresswell gets a lot of blocked crosses because of that.
See, I agree with what you're saying, but I mean, it's for we've not really had no choice, and he's sort of come in and he's done a job. Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Always starting left back.
He's done his best, hasn't he? He's done his best.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like literally, like from what he's done. Like I said it on my fan cam. The opening game last season at Newcastle at home. I said, what the hell's he doing? But considering what he done last year, like I know he got caught out a few times, but what he done off the ball. So, like you said, it's just an appreciation for what he's done. He's been at the club a long time. Yeah. He's made nearly 300 appearances for the club.
I get that. I get that 100%. He's been an unbelievable servant, and sometimes that is forgotten. And I feel like players like Bonner is sometimes forgotten. He's been here like the same.
Yeah, that's what we've done. We've done with Bonner last week. We've done Antonio. Next one, Yarmolenko.
That'd be a short show, then, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'll just go, welcome. The goal against Everton and Chelsea. I might get clips to do his highlights.
The Chernobyl, what was it? Chernobyl Joker or something, wasn't it?
But no, like I said, gents, all 18 people, I know it was up high and all that. That's very good numbers for us. Like, thanks for everyone in the chat, including Kent, Mike, Mandy. We've had a load of people, Trev Tube. So yeah, big contribution. And yeah, like I said, we'll be back for the show tomorrow. Then we'll be back on Wednesday for the preview for Genk. Then me and Jazz are doing the watch along on Thursday for the Genk game. And then we'll be back on Friday for the post match. Then we'll be back on Saturday for the preview for Liverpool. And then we have a rest on Sunday, the day of rest.
Fucking hell.
And we're here all week, literally. But no, thanks again, everyone. And one thing left to say is...
Yeah, come on your irons.
Come on your irons.
Irons!
Irons.